We start. Yeah. The Most High House, God bless. We're going to have a class today. We're going to go on fast, hoping that everybody got the message about nationwide fasting today at sunset, which is 8:31 Central Time. We plan on doing it today. We're going to go into fasting in a few days about fasting today. Let's go to 2 Chronicles, chapter 20, verse 3.
The book of 2 Chronicles, chapter 20 and verse 3. And Jehoshaphat and set himself to seek the Lord and proclaim a fast throughout all Judah.
Jehoshaphat, he feared this is our kingdom. When we was in fear times, we would fast. This first section I'm going over is going to be what do we fast for? And sometimes we fast because of fear. And when we get into fear, when we get into the place of where we don't understand things, we go into a fast. Read.
Verse 4. And Judah gathered themselves together to ask help of the Lord.
See, we ask help from the Lord at this time. Every time, sometimes the fast is for getting help from the Lord and getting understanding from the Lord. Read.
Even out of all the cities of Judah, they came to seek the Lord.
And this is when our whole nations came together. Every time, a lot of times when we got in trouble as a nation of people, we fasted as a nation. And that's what's going on tonight. Everybody's trying to fast as a whole nation. So the Most High began to do his works and show his works amongst these heathens that we have. Let's go to 1 Samuel chapter 7, verse 6.
The book of 1 Samuel, chapter 7 and verse 6. And they gathered together to Mizpah and drew water and poured it out before the Lord and fasted on that day and said there, we have sinned against the Lord. And Samuel judged the children of Israel in Mizpah.
And a lot of times when they fasted, they did the exact same thing that they also did. They confessed their sins and they told the Most High that they sinned. So they kind of gave a confession. It's like the same way they did when they were doing getting baptized. They was giving a confession. This is what we also must do when we going into the prayer at that time. Going in and hey, letting the Lord know, hey, I ain't been right, and I need your help. We just read that that's what fasting was used for, help. Go ahead.
Verse 7. And when the Philistines heard that the children of Israel were gathered together to Mizpah, the lords of the Philistines went up against Israel. And when the children of Israel heard it, they were afraid of the Philistines.
And they was said, like I said, here we go back in fear again, but we just fasted. So one thing that happens, go ahead and read.
Verse 8. And the children of Israel said to Samuel, cease not to cry unto the Lord our God for us, that he will save us out of the hand of the Philistines. And Samuel took a suckling lamb and offered it for a burnt offering, wholly unto the Lord. And Samuel cried unto the Lord for Israel, and the Lord heard him.
Read.
And as Samuel was offering up the burnt offering, the Philistines drew near to battle against Israel. But the Lord thundered with a great thunder on that day upon the Philistines and discomforted them. And they were smitten before Israel.
They were smitten before Israel. And at this time, you see how the Lord help us out when we go into a fast as a nation. He come to our aid. That's when we give up. We submit ourselves. We put ourselves in affliction, going before the Lord in humbleness.
And that fasting, like Ak is bringing out, man, that's also to strengthen your spirit, man. You know, that's very important that we do this, man. Very important, so you can afflict your flesh. Go ahead, Ak.
Yeah, that's we gonna get there also about that afflicting our flesh and getting because that's what it's doing. Because our body, our flesh war against our spirit.
Exactly.
And this flesh profit us nothing. So it's nothing. We should be putting it away instead of giving it enjoyment every day. Let's go to 1 Kings chapter 21, verse 9. Because sometimes when we fast, you got to understand, Israel, it's other Israelite out there fast too. And they fast against you. You got Christians out there fasting, going against what we doing on the streets and going against what we talking about. They thinking they're going to the Lord, but the fact of the matter is, let's see what happens. Let's go to first. Let's read that.
1 Kings chapter 21 and verse 9. And she wrote in the letters, saying, proclaim a fast and set Naboth on high among the people.
And this is Jezebel fasting. She in Israel, she telling all her people to proclaim a fast. And her wicked husband, her weak husband, Ahab, at this time, that's what she fasting for. Because she's not the king, but she's trying to be the voice of the king, though. Read. No, go down to verse 12.
Verse 12. They proclaimed a fast and set Naboth on high among the people.
Mm-hmm.
And there came in 2 men, children of Belial, and sat before him. And the men of Belial witnessed against him, even against Naboth, in the presence of the people, saying, Naboth did blaspheme God and the king.
See, they had fasted, Jezebel and her people had fasted against Naboth at this time because Ahab couldn't get the land from him. You asked him, he's like, no, you can't have my land. Jezebel got mad. So she got her people to fast against him, and then they go out and kill him. Then they come back lying, saying, hey, he did this. He went against God. So the other Israelites, which is Northern Kingdom, they was all of a sudden, they decided they're going to be mad. They was using a false witness. They came against. But that's why I say be careful. But the fact of the matter is, y'all need to just make sure you're fasting and fasting for right things, because there is some evils out there fasting against you. But if you stay right and obey this commandment, you don't got to worry about that. Read that. Well, the
end of it. Then they carried him forth out of the city and stoned him with stones that he died.
Mm-hmm.
Then they sent to Jezebel, saying, Naboth is stoned and is dead. And it came to pass when Jezebel heard that Naboth was stoned and was dead, that Jezebel said to Ahab, arise, take possession of the vineyard of Naboth, the Jezreelite, which he Go ahead. Which he refused to give thee for money, for Naboth is not alive, but dead.
Drop down 18.
Verse 18. Arise, go down to meet Ahab, king of Israel, which is in Samaria. Behold, he is in the vineyard of Naboth, whether he is gone down to possess it.
He in the vineyard of Naboth. He's gone down. This Ahab now, he's going down there like, yeah, I did it. Yeah, I did it. Because she done told him, take the land now. You can go get it now. I had him killed.
Mm-hmm.
But see, it's judgment also for that's what I said. Don't worry about what they're trying to do to you. You just make sure you stay in line with the Most High, because there's judgment on them that's trying to come against Israel, come against this word. And it's going to something that happened to her. Go ahead.
Verse 16. 19. Verse 19. And thou shalt speak unto him, saying, thus saith the Lord, hast thou killed and also taken possession? And hast thou speak unto them, saying, thus saith the Lord, in the place where dogs lick the blood of Naboth, shall dogs lick thy blood, even thine.
And now he's getting a judgment. He's getting, this is Elijah coming back, and he's telling him, he's giving him his judgment. Hey, what you doing? You got that land, but you did that wrong. And he's telling him what's going to happen to him. But I'm going to show you some things also, though. Go to 20, read 20.
Verse 20. And Ahab said to Elijah, hast thou found me, O mine enemy? And he answered, I have found thee, because thou hast sold thyself to work evil in the sight of the Lord.
See, Ahab was scared of Elijah, because Elijah was that prophet, and he was scared of him at the time. If you read the story earlier, he was always scared of him. He was like, man, that dude there, he's a real prophet of God. He know what he was doing wrong. He had his Jezebel wife running things and going against the Most High. And that's why he asking that question, how you found me? And so now, and then he's giving him his judgment of what he just did.
Mm-hmm.
Go down to, you finish out 20?
Yeah.
All right, drop down to 27.
Verse 27. And it came to pass when Ahab heard those words that he rent his clothes and put sackcloth upon his flesh and fasted.
And see, now Ahab fasted again. He's like, man, after Elijah done told him that, hey, you finna be like that, you finna be dead.
Mm-hmm.
So he went on a fast. See, we as a nation of Israel, we went on a fast. It's so hard for us today, but this was a normal thing. They knew how to get to the Most High God. When it was time to cry out, they knew how to get there.
That's right.
They had to know that I got to put this flesh aside and get in this spirit. And go ahead.
And lay in sackcloth and went softly. Verse 28. And the word of the Lord came to Elijah the Tishbite, saying, seest thou how Ahab humbled himself before me?
See, and God called that a humble. Because see, he just told him how he was finna die. He just told him that. But see, he went and fasted, and he went humbling himself. That's what you doing when you fast. You humbling yourself to the Most High God. You tell him, I'm going to put off this flesh and get in the spirit and spend time with you and leave this world alone. Go ahead.
Because he humbled himself before me, I would not bring the evil in his days.
He said, now look, see what fasting did? God just told him, well, tell him I'm going to kill him. He humbled himself and fasted, cried out, oh man, no, God, please don't kill me, please. And I'm probably blaming his wife. That stupid woman got me doing that. So that's probably what he's doing. Same thing Adam did. Hey, that woman did that. You know, they don't never want to take the blame. You don't need bro. You don't never like to take the blame for that. Nah, it's her fault. But that's the same thing he's doing, man. He's keep crying out and he's fasted. And see how God all of a sudden immediately, man, he humbled himself.
And also you can see that how they using this fasting as being like a direct telephone line to the Most High. So,
getting you in the spirit, putting
right.
away that flesh. So you died in a direct line with the Most High. And that's sometimes a lot of stuff we think it don't be answered. But even if you're not heard, like when Daniel fasted, if the angel came down and said, man, I heard you 21 days ago, but I had to fight against these demons before I got down here. So don't think sometimes your fasting, he's not looking upon it. You just fasted for nothing. Because we're going to go through the benefits of those too. That was it on that on 29. 20, go ahead.
But in his son days will I bring evil upon his house.
Now that judgment that he did evil on, it's still going to come. It's just that now he moved it down. You ain't going to die, but your sons are down in the future. They're going to be dead. And he does it. Now, God ain't gonna lie to you. He said, if you're doing that, you're gonna die. I mean, it's gonna happen to you. That ain't gonna change. But you could change that longevity of how it is you finna die or something that you did wrong.
Right.
Because of your fasting, because of your humbleness. It might have happened to you, might happen in the future, but that's something you're gonna pay for. You're gonna reap what you sow, period.
And that's why we always stress, keep the commandments. Because guess what? A lot of times people thinking the Most High might not touch you, but he can reach out and touch your child, your husband, anything, your animals, your crops. The Most High can get you in a multitude of ways. So keep the commandments, Israel.
Now let's go to 2 Samuel chapter 12, verse 16.
The book of 2 Samuel, chapter 12 and verse 16. David therefore besought God for the child, and David fasted and went in and lay all night upon the earth.
See, now David at this time, his child was sick. Why was his child sick? Remember, David sinned. He murdered a man and took his wife, and she got pregnant. Now the child is sick, so David is crying. He fasted. Let me show you why. Just because you fasting and things don't happen the way you want them to happen, they happen according to the way God's gonna happen, way God's gonna deal with it. That's right. So it ain't about you trying to think, well, God gonna do it like this. Don't worry about how He's gonna do it. Just believe He's gonna do it. Read.
Verse 17. And the elders of his house arose and went to him to raise him up from the earth. But he would not. Neither did he eat bread with them. And it came to pass on the 7th day that the child died.
The child had died now. His child died. Drop down to 22.
Verse 22. And he said, while the child was yet alive, I fasted and wept. For I said, who can tell whether God will be gracious to me that the child may live? But now he is dead. Wherefore should I fast?
He asked him, why did I fast? Why? I did all that while the child was alive and the child still died. Because you're going to reap what you sow. Similar plain as that. Fasting ain't for that. God, don't let this happen because I did this. No, that ain't what fasting is for. Go ahead.
I shall go to him, but he shall not return to me. And David comforted Bathsheba his wife, and went in unto her, and lay with her, and she bare a son, and called his name Solomon.
All praises. Now look, you see what happened? Even though he fasted, his son died. He turned right around because he humbled himself and did what? Gave him another son, another king like that. Just right after that, he was crying and mad and all this. Then he started questioning God. Man, why? Turn right around. God like, shut up. You know what I'm saying? I got something. I'm not finished. So don't think that you fasting for nothing. Things gonna come. Things gonna change. You getting out of that flesh. You getting in the spirit. Sometimes we can't see what's going on because we don't know how to really get in the spirit. Sometimes we run around saying we Israel, but do we ever really be in the spirit? Now, a lot of times we don't, because we refuse. We don't fast. We wait for the Day of Atonement once out of a year. You think and been in all kind of mess through the whole year and want it all solved in one day. But no, take the time out to start learning how to fast on a daily, not a daily basis, but at least try to get monthly in one day or every 2 months. Just start to doing it. You know what I'm saying? Don't just wait for the Day of Atonement. But what do you finish that?
24.
Yeah, go ahead and finish 24
And the Lord loved him.
Okay, that's it on that one.
Yeah, that's it.
All right. Now we're gonna get into why do we fast. Give me Leviticus chapter 16, verse 31. Start talking about why we fast. What's the purpose? We just went through a few of the things like that. These scriptures explain themselves when you're going through them about why we do some of this stuff. Let me know when you get there.
The book of Leviticus, chapter 16 and verse 31. And it shall be a Sabbath of rest unto you, and ye shall afflict your souls by a statute forever.
See, this is what we do. We afflict our souls. And then that what that means on this affliction is afflicting your flesh. That's what this is talking about. You're afflicting your souls. You're putting yourself into a state where I'm not worried about the flesh. I'm getting into the spirit. And we're going to back that up with, let's go to Genesis chapter 5, verse 17.
The book of Genesis, chapter 5 and verse 17. And all the days of Mahalalel were 895 years, and he died.
That's
That's what you want. Genesis 5 and 17.
Let's see. No, I don't need that one. That's what I don't need. Better yet, go to Romans 7 and 18. Sorry, Salakia.
The book of
better yet, go to Mark 14 and 38.
The book of Mark, chapter 14 and verse 38. Watch ye and pray, lest ye enter into temptation. The spirit truly is ready, but the flesh is weak.
See, and that's one thing when it's talking about our soul. It's talking about our flesh. Our flesh is weak. And the spirit and your flesh, they always at war with each other. And this is what it's talking about. You mean watching, and he's telling us to watch, therefore. And because our flesh is weak. And let's go to Romans 3 and 20.
The book of Romans, chapter 3 and verse 20. Therefore, by the deeds of the law, there shall no flesh be justified in his sight.
See, this flesh ain't gonna get you nothing. So the best thing to do is put it under. We live all these days in this flesh. We need to start putting it aside and start feeding that spirit. We feed this flesh every day. We miss a meal. We be, boy, I'm hungry. And you just ate it yesterday. and you already hungry the next day. We always feeding the flesh. Everything the flesh asks for, we always want to give it to it. It want to see something. It need a vision. We turn the TV on. Every time I want to listen to something jamming, we turn on the radio. We always feeding the flesh. Anything it asks for, we running to get it. But the spirit say, hey, read the Bible. Give me 5 chapters. Oh, boy. As soon as you get in the Bible, you be falling asleep. That's your flesh like, I don't want to do that. So it'll be laying it down. Your spirit saying, hold on, feed me. Feed me, Simo. Feed me. But we don't even think about that. We don't be wanting to feed the flesh. We always look, we don't ever want to feed the spirit. We want to feed this nasty flesh. And it ain't going to profit us nothing but a lot of weight and diseases from feeding it. Everything it needs, nasty minds, wickedness. Every time we feed the flesh, we don't reap nothing good out of it. Think about it. When you're hearing music in the world, what you get? Wicked thoughts. You watching that TV, what you get? Wicked visions. When you going in there feeding it out there refrigerator, what you get? All kind of weight gain. Then you trying to find a way to lose it. But then when you got to knock that down, guess what? I ain't going to the track. You be thinking about going to the track and getting it knocked off, but you don't do it. So we never want to fight against the flesh. We just enjoy giving to the flesh.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead. We finished that out.
For by the law is the knowledge of sin.
Mm-hmm. By the law is the knowledge of sin. By that law, that we know that what sin is. And a lot of that sin has to do with what? It's nasty, wicked flesh. That's why we got to put it up. Go to Ezra 8:21.
The book of Ezra, chapter 8 and verse 21. Then I proclaimed a fast there at the river of Havah, that we might afflict ourselves before our God, to seek him of a right way for us.
That's what this fasting is. Afflicting ourselves. Humbling ourselves before the Most High God. And that's what a lot of this is all about. Now give me Romans 7 and 18.
Let me finish it out.
Yeah, finish that out.
To seek of him a right way for us and for our little ones and for all our substance.
You hear that? This is why we need to be seeking, fasting for the Most High, because then you're seeking for a righteous way to do things, a righteous way to receive things. Because we all got this, social media, and we just be on it. Somebody say something, we with it. We ain't even looked it up. But see, when you fast and get in the spirit, you'll be able to discern what's going on that social media. That's wrong. You'll know what to respond to and what not to respond to, because you get out of your flesh and into the spirit. Because we can get on that Facebook, and I got almost 5,000 Israelites, boy, that say the dumbest stuff, 5,000 different opinions every day. It almost make you sick. That's the most sickening Israelites I ever seen in my life. That's the worst place to go and look for Israelites. Go on Facebook, and you will see some of the craziest stuff you ever seen in your life. Because they all in the flesh. Promise you, they don't fast. You can tell the ones that don't do none of this. And then you go in there, it's always the ones coming to argue with you. You go and look on their profile, they got their beard shaved, don't wear no fringes, all at the club. You be like, man, this mother's dead in the flesh, proclaiming all of Israel, blasting on everybody on the thing. Because they don't go to fast and they don't do this type of stuff. But this is what we're about to do as a spiritual people. We're going to go back to these fasting because we need the Most High right now. This world is getting worse and worse. And it look like sometimes that the Most High ain't nothing. When it's going to happen? Well, we finna make things happen by going and afflicting our souls the way our forefathers did. And the Most High showed up every time he did it.
That's right. Through
this whole Bible. Every time as a nation we went and fasted, the Most High did his work. Where you at, partner?
Romans chapter 17, verse 18.
Okay.
The book of Romans chapter 7, verse 18. For I know that in me, that is in my flesh, dwelleth no good thing.
Oh man, say that again. Read that again.
For I know that in me, that is in my flesh, dwelleth no good thing.
Ain't no good thing in your flesh. Nothing good. No matter how strong you think you are, no matter how pretty y'all think y'all are, women, ain't nothing good about it. Nothing. Nothing. Because when you look at it, you can have a fair face, a fair countenance, a beautiful woman, but in her soul, ugly than a mother. Just nasty looking like Stella. You know what I'm saying? Just voodoo on a stick. And that's we got to get this spirit back. We got to get this spirit back. Quit cleaning up this nasty flesh. Ain't finna get nothing out of it.
It's just like going to wash your car and don't clean the inside of it.
Exactly. Getting that somebody sitting there smell like corn chips and funky feet. Just man, golly, man. You got roaches in your car. You know what I'm saying? That just a nasty. And that's how some people are. Yeah. I'm telling you, outside they look like a Mercedes Benz. Boy, you go look in their soul, man, they look like a 1928 DeSoto. They just ugly. I'm talking about just, you be like, God dang it. But that's how we walk around. And we don't, and see, when you ain't in the spirit, when you ain't fasting and staying in the spirit, you see the flesh of a person. But when you fasting, staying in the spirit, guess what you see of the person? You see the spirit of the person. Right. So when they approaching you, you already know what they're about before they even step foot on your, oh, golly. Oh, golly. And when I'm with Jeroboam, what I tell you all the time? No, man, that dude there is, oh, golly. And that's before I even met him. And then when you sit down and talk to him, you be going, how I know that about that dude? That's because you're thinking in the spirit. You ain't in the flesh no more. And that's how you be start division people. Because a lot of them will come to you with all kind of cool. Hey man, what's happening? They always cool. But if you're in the flesh, that nigga cool in the mud. You in the spirit, this nigga wicked as hell. Mm-hmm. That's how you gotta look at them. How do you get there? Go back to fasting. Mm-hmm. Get back to the spirit. Go ahead, where we at?
For to will is present with me, but how to perform that which is good, I find not. Mm-hmm. Verse 19.
No, that's all. And then you go to Acts 13 and 1. So we're going to go through this whole thing. We did this throughout our history. This ain't nothing new. Fasting ain't nothing new. This is something we've been doing as a nation. The fact of the matter is, some of the church been telling me all kind of different fasts, ways. Let's fast. I remember Pastor used to always fast. He talking about from three to what do you say? We gonna fast from 6 to dinner time, because that's what be time it be. He talking about it'd be always we're gonna start at 6 in the morning and we'll go to 12 noon. Nigga, that's lunchtime. I heard all kind of different fasts, man. No, afflict your souls. You just held out. Man, you ain't got no money till 12 o'clock anyway. So that's all he talking about. Let's fast at that time. I get paid at 12, so that's when the fast over with. That's what they do. These wicked, let's just, we're going to fast and we just not going to eat this, but we going to be able to eat that. No, the Bible say don't eat nothing. That's right. We just going to eat vegetables. We be in there eating a whole goddamn field of vegetables too. I mean, salad this big. I'm just eating vegetables. God dang it, man. I'm just gonna drink water. Nigga have a bottle all day. Don't stay full. Gonna keep that belly full. They just do what the Bible say. Fast like that. Because Moses was 40 days didn't eat. We're gonna get to that too. Jesus was 40 days and 40 nights. Didn't eat or drink. Neither one of them. But here we are. We can't, boy. One day for us, boy. Shoot.
That's why the Bible say, blessed is the man that read it. Because a lot of people go on what pastor say. Mm-hmm. Pastor said this, pastor said this, pastor gonna lead your ass straight to hell.
Yes. That's exactly what he doing. Yeah. Go ahead.
The book of Acts, chapter 13 and verse 1. Now there were in the church that was at Antioch certain prophets and teachers, as Barnabas and Simeon that was called Niger, and Lysias of Cyrene and Mananim, which had been brought up with Herod the Tetrarch and Saul, as they ministered to the Lord and fasted.
Oh, they did what?
As they ministered to the Lord and fasted.
Let's see what fasting did for them. Go ahead.
The Holy Ghost said, separate me, Barnabas and Saul, for the work unto I have called them.
It separates us. This separates us from this world. It separates us from these other nations. This is the separation he gives. So that's what another benefit we get out of fasting. You want to separate from this world? You want to separate from that flesh? Fast. It's all, every time we fast, man, something always great happens. Something happens. That's why we got to get back to this. Let me get Judith. Let's go in the Apocrypha. And we're going to get Judith, chapter 4 and verse 13. Because the things we're talking about now is why we need to be fasting. And we know it's to separate ourselves. And it also assigns us duties. Because when they were separated right here, when you go to the third verse, which I didn't get to on that, they were assigned duties. So a lot of times, if you want to know what it is you're supposed to be doing at the Most High, fast. He'll give you your duty. But a lot of times you can't get your duty because you're so worried about this world and out in the world and in the flesh. God say, I don't got no assignment for that flesh, but I got an assignment for your spirit, though. But you got to get in the spirit in order to receive that assignment. It's like going to work. You don't know what you're going to do until well, now they got telephones, but remember, you didn't know what you was going to do at work until you got to the job. So get to the spirit so you know what it is you're supposed to be doing. Go ahead.
The book of Judith, chapter 4 and verse 13. So God heard their prayers and looked upon their afflictions, for the people fasted many days in all Judea and Jerusalem before the sanctuary of the Lord Almighty.
That's why you fast. He'll hear your prayers, and he look upon your afflictions. So you afflict your body so God can hear your prayers. Along with obeying them commandments, though, too. Along with obeying, because there's a lot of people now, they trying their best, they getting there, they obeying the commandments, but sometimes you feel like everything is still the same. But it's not. Only thing you can't see because you ain't in the spirit and going back fast and afflicting your body is getting you back in the spirit. So therefore you will see what the Most High has for you. Therefore you'll know the duties that he's calling for you to do. And what was that on that? That's all I needed on that. Let's go to Matthew chapter 17, verse 21. I'm trying to get through this quick. My class used to be long, so I'm trying to literally show y'all a little something, get in and get out. So we can get out, everybody get ready for the fast, the ones that's going to fast today.
The book of Matthew, chapter 7 and verse 21. Howbeit this kind goeth not out, but by prayer and fasting.
And then there's another thing the fasting is for. To cast out some of these demons of these people, man. Y'all be dealing with your children and mothers going on. Fast. Because some of these demons that's in these people, they ain't coming out. I don't care how holy, how spiritual you are. Just like these were the apostles going up to this demon and trying to get him out. And Yahweh said, man, hold on, move. I fasted 40 days and 40 nights before I started my ministry. I know I can do it. He told them, this don't come about fasting. Be wondering why you can't get your kids back. Wondering why the money gone. Fast. That's a demon on your money. That's a demon holding you back from getting that job. That's a demon holding you back from doing what it is you got to do. Fast. Because some of them things is not going to leave you unless you fast. Because then, first of all, y'all got it in this. Y'all woke it. So you think we ain't playing with this word? Guess what? The spirits of Satan ain't playing with this word neither. The more you done move up, guess what? All them little old demons that was attacking you, that ain't what coming at you now. No. He got big assignments now. That's what's coming at you now. So just because the way you dealt with that little one last week, next week, you got to pick your game up. Because that damage you dealt with, shoot, okay, he want to play. Okay, all right. Go get in the game. He calling to his bench. He got secret. Yeah, go get him. Nah, I thought that. No, go get in. That one you had last week at 3'5". This week he's 6 foot. Next week he gonna be 6'9". Week after that 7'12". And that ain't me. Just want to get that out there. That inside joke, I don't know. Some of y'all don't know it, but let it be known that ain't me. I'm talking about. Let me get did you finish that out? Mm-hmm. Yo, let me get Mark 2:18. I don't even know why I said that. I don't even know why that came up.
That was pretty fun. All praise to the Most High.
All them sides, huh?
The book of Mark, chapter 2 and verse 18. And the disciples of John and of the Pharisees used to fast.
Mm-hmm.
And they came and they come and say unto him, why do the disciples of John and of the Pharisees fast, but thy disciples fast not?
See, now they asking, they like, why the disciples of the Pharisees, they fasting? And the disciples of John, they fasting. Why your people ain't fasting? Well, Yahweh shall cold with his words too. Gonna cut them to shreds, boy. I'm gonna show y'all listen careful to this words coming out.
Verse 19. And Jesus said unto them, can the children of the bride chamber fast while the bridegroom is with them? As long as they have the bridegroom with them, they cannot fast.
See, when you with your husband and y'all, that's what he's saying. The bridegroom, he's with us. He was with them at that time. They supposed to be enjoying and listening and doing and feasting while he's with them at that time. So that wasn't a time to fast. But he's gonna telling them, hey, well, this is gonna be a time when I'm not with you. So you need to come back to me by humbling yourself and afflicting your soul to get back to me, so I can get to my Father with your words. Read that. Go ahead.
Verse 20. But the days will come when the bridegroom shall be taken away from them.
When Yahweh Shai gonna be gone from us. And see, he was with them at the time. He was like, this ain't the time to fast. I'm right here now. He said Pharisees just, they just trying to look like they trying to be, they trying to be holier than thou anyway. That's all they fasting for. I fasted yesterday. That's what they do. But now he's like, what y'all fasting for? I'm right here. But now it's going to be a time I'm going to be gone now, which is the time right now. He's not right here with us now. But we want him to return. So guess how we do it? Go back and get in the spirit by fasting. Go ahead.
And then shall they fast in those days.
And here the days are right now. These are those days that he's speaking about. We should be fasting at this time. We should be going on fasts and on fast, other than just the 1 day of atonement. I myself need to do this because I've gotten lazy to myself and went back. I used to do it quite often. Then I'll chill out, and you can tell the difference when you stop. You can tell the difference.
Right.
You can feel your life in a drag like that. What am I missing? Fasting. I got more out this trying to put this lesson together. I was like, boy, I'm talking to myself. See, the message come to me first before I give it to y'all. It knocked me across the head today. So I'm knocking y'all across the head with it today. Where we at? Let me see. You think go to 20?
Yeah, that was it. 20.
Oh, go to 22.
Verse 22. And no man putteth new wine into old bottles, else the new wine doth burst the bottles.
See, you're a new creature when you came into this. And now he said, this ain't the time. That wasn't the time to fast. But this, when I go on this cross and come back and did all this stuff for y'all, all right, now I'm going to give y'all a new empty vessel for y'all to fill up. Fill up with the spirit. Quit putting all these old broke legs up in there. Go get some of these Old Testaments, man, put in that bottle. Put that new wine in there. Go back to what you didn't know. Put that in the bottle. Don't go back to doing these other things that you've been doing. Now you're gonna put all this old stuff in them brand new bottles, and the bottle's gonna bust again. And that's what he's talking about in this. Go ahead.
And the wine is spilled, and the bottles will be marred. But new wine must be put into new bottles.
That's, you can stop right there. New wine must be put in new bottles. And let me go. Give me 2 Corinthians 5:17, because I'm gonna tell you when you became that new bottle, that new bottle, when you had a new bottle. Go ahead.
The book of 2 Corinthians chapter 5 and verse 17. Therefore, if any man be in Christ, he is a new creature.
He is a what?
He is a new creature.
He is a new creature. So when you came and y'all woke up and came back and started obeying these laws, you became something new. That's why the world look at you crazy. Think about it, all the people that you've been knowing. They think you throw it off now, huh? Why? Because you something new. I mean, my sister was telling me, I want my old brother back. Well, this is, I ain't that same. Hey, it's me in the flesh, but inside, it's a whole new something else. A whole new something else. I can't hold a conversation I used to hold with you no more because my mind don't think like that. Everything I think about refers back to the Bible now, because that's how we start living now, because everything we think about, like, oh, well, that happened in such and such. That's how you should be thinking. If you're not thinking that way, then you really ain't in the spirit. Because your whole life and everything that you see, and from what you've been learning in this Bible, you should be able to touch on everything that you're seeing out there. You should have went through this story. Oh, man, that was in such and such. That same thing happened to them when they did this. That same thing happened. Oh, yeah. Remember how them people in the Bible did that when they did? You should be able to see it. That should be everything. That's how my mind thinks. So a lot of times when I'm holding conversations with people, I try not to go, I be trying to just, keep the Bible away if I ain't trying to deal with it. For some odd reason, no matter what, something on. Oh yeah, because it's you now. You something new. You're not the same person no more. Shouldn't be. Let's go to 2 Ezra 5:20.
Let me fix it out. All things are passed away. Behold, all things are become new.
All that old you, that was all, I was kicking it in the club, you know what I'm saying? I was tearing up the course. I was doing this. It's gone. That's gone. Only court I play in now is this one. You know what I'm saying? Only club I go to now is this. The only streets I run now is this. These are the things I do now. All that other stuff when I was doing all that, shoot, for the world, I was a cool, cold cat. Now, that was for the world. Now, I'm a new creature. I don't live for the world no more. Them niggas was hating on me anyway. Even when you was doing good, think about it. Even when you was doing good, damn, niggas, the girls, you had girls jealous of you. Ain't standing when you get a man that cheat. Oh boy, that's the world. But now right here, you gonna have it here. But I got comfort because I got a God that sticks up for me because I obey his laws, statutes, and commandments. Y'all got that? You finished that out? Now give me 2 Ezra 5:20.
The book of 2 Ezra, chapter 5 and verse 20. And so I fasted 7 days, mourning and weeping, like as Ariel the angel commanded me.
See, now hold on. The angel commanded him to fast. Now on this 2 Ezra right here, he fasts. See, when you fast, God reveals himself to you. He starts speaking to you. So some of y'all need to get, I want you to start with the 1 day, but start going multiple days. Try to go 7 days. Try to go until the angel come down and minister to you. Because y'all know that's what happens. Yahweh was in the woods. Guess what happened to him when he was going 40 days? The angel ministered to him. When Moses was up there with the Most High was ministering to him when he was fasting. because they was in there multiple days. Because think about it, if you go 40 days and 40 nights without eating or drinking, your body literally in real life is dead. So the only thing you relying on at that time is what? You as trusting in the Most High 100%. Because now your mind, and they go so far in it, they good with it because they ain't thinking about food. And then you realize, boy, when you come out of that, man, you strong. Your flesh is weak. That's why, and believe me, when you come out these fasts, I'm gonna tell y'all something too. That enemy is sitting right there. He waiting. He messing with you while you're on your fast. Because when you go, boy, think about it. You eat at work sometime. Watch it. When you go on a fast, you go to work. Hold on, let me buy you lunch. You're like, yeah, dang. All this time, nigga ain't never bought me nothing. Or they'll come right in your face. Crumbs all on the beard, falling all out the mouth, and you hungry in the mud. Boy, this show is good. That's what people do. This is him tempting you at the same time. And right when you come out that fast, you be like, yeah, I'm almost done. Don't think that mother gonna be right there tempting you with all these commandments coming at you. See if you'll break this. Let's see if you break that. Let's see if you really got something out that fast. Or do you need to go your butt back in the fast and fast another day? Because sometimes you go out there, you can't handle it. Go back and fast again. Hold on, time out. Let me go back and do it. Give me one more day. You know what I'm saying? So where we at? You finished it?
Yeah, finished that.
Okay, drop down and go to 6 and 31 of the same book.
The book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 6 and verse 31. And if thou wilt pray yet more and fast 7 days again, I shall tell thee greater things by day than I have heard.
Now he had told him fast 7 days. He told him a whole lot of information in them days too. And he said, hey, if you go 7 more days, God said, I'm going to show you some more stuff. So it's always a benefit for us to fast. It's how we get back. And sometimes when we can't hear God, and sometimes we be praying, we're like, man, ain't nothing happening. Go fast. Afflict your soul. Go talk with the Most High. Go and speak.
And a lot of times, like I was bringing out, like Ezra is doing. A lot of times when you don't have understanding on the scriptures, that's why you fast too. You fast to get more and more understanding from the Most High, because that's what Ezra was getting. He was getting it in with the angel Uriel, man.
So
all the questions that he had, because like the Bible says, when you got a man of understanding, hey, ask as many questions as you possibly can so you can get built up, man. So that's what Second Ezra was taking advantage of that. Ezra, the prophet Ezra. Go ahead.
And you notice like I said, every one of them that went on these fasts and went longer days, the angel came down and ministered to him. Daniel, Ezra, Yahushua, Moses. The angels came right here, talked to him directly. That's how we get that talk, that conversation. When the Most High looking at, wait a minute, he's afflicting his soul. I don't even see flesh around him. I hear him. Gabriel, go down there and tell him this. So I don't even see no flesh. That's clean down there. Go ahead and tell him. So that angel can come down and spend time with you.
And two, man, the bodies that we got, man, before all of us, man, we 30s and 40s, man, we've been, man, I feel like our flesh is filthy, man. We got a filthy, man. So, man, it is good for us to be afflicted, not about as much as we can.
Exactly. Man. And you know, like I know, the older these bodies get, them mothers you can feel them. Them mothers just ain't getting, they no good, man. You be like, dang, boy, I ain't never had a knee problem. Now you ain't even run, do nothing. You just wake up in the morning, why my knee swole? You know what I'm saying? Like, dang, I ain't did nothing. You know what I'm saying? You be like, man, yeah.
And then you got to also think of your body as being like a pipe that water runs through and food runs through all the time. Guess what? That pipe fills up full of gunk.
All kind of stuff. Yeah.
So you need some cleanse to cleanse that pipe out, man.
And not only that, what's dirt in those pipes is feeding of that flesh. That's right. How you clean that out? Go in the spirit. Quit feeding the flesh. Quit stuffing the pipes up. If the drains are all clogged up, quit putting stuff in it. You got to unclog the drains, then the drains will flow. If you keep just putting garbage in that, then be turning on the water, wondering why the bathtub overflowing. Because you ain't got nothing but junk in the goddamn drain.
That's right.
And a lot of times that's good to help you health-wise too.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's been statistics shown, you know, fast 2 or 3 days, that can get your body back on track, get you back on your regular. Because I know a lot of people like Oxygen was bringing, they stopped up with a lot of gunk, man.
Mm-hmm.
So that fast is very key to also your health of your bodies, man.
Yeah.
That's very key.
And I'm gonna show y'all benefit that boys, everybody got. We'll get to it at the end. I'm gonna go ahead and knock this out. We'll get to it later. Let me get the Matthew 6:16. Now we go on to how do we fast? How do we not fast? First of all, that's what we're gonna get to first. How do we not fast? And let's go to Matthew 6, verse 16.
The book of Matthew, chapter 6 and verse 16. Moreover, when ye fast, be not as the hypocrites.
Oh, don't be like them. Don't be like them. Read.
Of a sad countenance.
Don't be all, don't get up in the morning time, so I'm just hungry. And people tell me, why you hungry? Just being spiritual, just, man, get up, clean yourself up, and make it look like you ain't trying to fast. You know what I'm saying? Don't let everybody know. This ain't for everybody. This for you and your Most High God. That's what this is for. This ain't got nothing to do with trying to make yourself look like, see, I'm doing something. You not. Please, go ahead.
For they disfigured their faces.
Oh, yeah, they just come up to you just so. And some of them, boy, I don't know if y'all ever seen some of them, but they'll try not to tell you they fasting, but they'll be like, and then you got to keep asking, what's wrong with you? Oh, just trying to do some things that, I'm just supposed to do. I don't know if you do them. They be going, you be like, man.
They don't want to tell you, but they want you to guess it.
Yeah. It's something pertaining to eating.
Well, I can't get in your face. I can't get in your face today.
Yeah.
What's wrong with you? Man, I just can't tell you. I can't get in your face today. Oh, you fasting? Oh, that's what she said.
She said it. Yeah. That's exactly what I just said. She said something. Man, go ahead, man.
That they may appear unto men to fast. Verily I say unto you, they have their reward.
Oh, that's their reward. They doing all that. Now they're thinking, since you done ran your mouth and you done looked outside, that's it. Now if they found out, now I know you fasting. That's the reward they got. I know you fasting. So they doing that. They starving their bodies out for nothing. Because that's their reward. Oh, yeah. Oh, girl, you go ahead on there. You fasted good. Oh, good, girl. You spiritual. That's their reward. That's what they got out of. That's it. Most I'd say that. There it is. Shoot, you did it not my way. Where you at, man?
Verse 17.
Go ahead.
But thou, when thy fastest, anoint thy head.
Oh, anoint thy head. That's what we should be doing. When y'all get home, go get some olive oil, put on your head. Anoint yourself before you fast. This is the word from the Most High. Anointing, I'm telling y'all, and we should be doing that also when we go on the streets too. We need to get back to that. Anointing heads when you're doing that.
That's right.
Go ahead.
And wash thy face.
Wash your face. Don't just come out trying to look it. Don't come out with all that stuff under your eyes and like, I can't,
Crust all on your mouth.
Mm-hmm. So like trying to do anything just so somebody can just ask you or tell you what you're doing. Yeah, you fast. No, yeah. Oh, yeah, I am. Since she brought it up, just trying to do my thing with the Most High.
Do your due diligence.
Yeah, do that. Boy, no doubt, doing your due diligence.
You got the ones that take it out on everybody when they got to fast too.
Oh yeah,
just straight out the bed with an attitude.
Frustrated.
What's wrong with you? Yeah, you gonna know something wrong with them because they cussing everybody out in the room.
And if you notice, a lot of times they should be in a confidence of crying out If you notice, everybody was always crying out. Now, don't go to the goddamn job just go bust out crying. You know what I'm saying? Just no. At least in your head, crying out to your Most High God.
That's
right. Crying out, sending up prayers. You know what I'm saying? Praying for your children, praying for other people. Not so much just thinking about, and for those situations that you can't get out of. You know, something that you know what's wrong with you. You know what's wrong with you. Telling, hey, take that away. Praying to make sure that you don't do this. You don't want to be willingly doing none of this stuff. So get that removed. You need to be dang. If you know I got a problem with this, tell him that. For men to be men to their wives. If you some things you got a problem too, tell them, show me how to treat them. A woman, show me how to be submissive to my husband. Show me what I must be doing. Because when you do that, then that nigga better not get out of line, and she better not get out of line either. Because the Most High gonna tear him up.
And should nobody be praying? I praying for anything for themselves. Because the only thing that's gonna get us about this captivity is coming together as a nation.
That's a nation.
That's what everybody ought to be praying for. So we go kick our feet up.
A lot of times when you pray for others, the Most High already know what you're going through anyway. So a lot of times he says, saying, okay, you got compassion for other people.
That's right.
So he answers yours. He know what you're doing. That'd be the last thing you should be praying about. If you done went through all these other people. Even though when you hear me praying at the thing, you always notice I talk about the four corners of Israel first. I give them, I want to pray for them. Then I bring it back down to this camp. That's done for a reason. Because I'm praying for them first as a nation of whole, as a whole of a people. Then I come back to us. We the last ones we pray for. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm gonna get these out the way. Let me get them kids out the way. You know what I'm saying? Let me go over here. My friend, they just won't come to this truth. Let me talk. Let me pray for them over there. That word I had taught that girl this one. I'm trying to make sure I planted the seed, Most High water that seed, and hope that they grow. You go through all that. Then you come back. Oh yeah, you know what I'm saying? My tooth be hurting too. Can you handle that toothache? That's right. Then you go and do yours. You know what I'm saying? Then you come back and get and minister to Most High. Change me on this. Change that.
We're oppressed over here in America, man. We got people, our brothers and sisters being oppressed in them other countries. Man.
Yeah.
Seriously, man. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? We able to eat, have housing, you know what I'm saying? Get some kind of decent job, man. We got people ain't got no means for themselves out there. We need to be sending up prayers for our people, man.
That's why I say the four corners of this earth. Because our people scattered everywhere.
That's right.
And everywhere you go, they struggling over there too. So quit worrying about your little bitty problem, because I can promise you, all you got to do is cross the border right there on the south side and go down to the southern part of Mexico where you see us really struggling.
That's right.
Or go down over to Haiti or Puerto Rico or Colombia or Venezuela or over in Africa or the ones over in Europe. Go there and watch. Right. You'd be like, man, so give me a boat trip back to Babylon.
Back to Babylon.
Let me go to what was it? You finished that out on 18? Let's go to Isaiah 58. 3. 58 and 3. We almost through, folks.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 58 and verse 3. Wherefore we have fasted, say they, and thou seest not. Wherefore have we afflicted our soul, and thou takest no knowledge. Behold, in the day of your fast, we shall find pleasure and exact all your labors.
See, and that's what you don't be doing. Quit fasting for your pleasure. Because you ain't going to get nothing out of it. Remember what he tell him. That's your reward. That's your reward. You finished that out. That was on, you went to 5.
Verse 4. Behold, ye fast for strife and debate, and to smite with the fist of wickedness.
And don't be out there fasting against your brothers and sisters. Oh, I'm going to fast, make sure she die. I'm going to fast, hope she break her leg. She gonna speak. He's supposed to meet just crazy. Hold on. I'm gonna go fast, make sure that mother just fall off the building today when he at work. That's what our people do sometimes. I'm telling y'all. These people doing this against y'all. Y'all don't think it is. I'm telling y'all. They prayers is against you because they think you the evil one. When they wicked as hell, when they go up there and pray the wrong prayer, and they coming against you, y'all think they not. I'm telling you, they are. This Bible telling you they are. They are. But you just remain, stay in your lane, do what the Most High tell you to do. You ain't got to worry about this type of stuff. Go ahead.
Ye should not fast as ye do this day, to make your voice to be heard on high.
And don't go out there fasting so you can be loud and more spiritual. You ain't Yeah, God with me, you know what I'm saying? God with me. I'm telling you, he with me. I just fasted last night. No. Same folks, no, it ain't like that. This ain't that type of party. That's not what you're supposed to be doing. Now, since we done got that, let's go. How do we fast now? That was how we don't fast. Now let's go how we fast. Let's go to Exodus 34 and 28. I know I'm a little dramatic, man. Y'all got it. That's just how I am, man. Theatrical, yeah, bro.
The book of Exodus, chapter 34, and verse 28. And there he was there with the Lord 40 days and 40 nights. And he did neither eat bread nor drink water. And he wrote upon the tables the words of the covenant, the 10 commandments.
All right. Now look, when we started out our first redemption, Moses, what? He fasted 40 days and 40 nights. He didn't eat nor drink. When Yahweh came, what did he do? The same thing, 40 days and 40 nights. He didn't eat nor drink. All right, now let's go to Luke 4 and 2. Because Moses did that. He didn't eat nor drink, so we shouldn't be eating nor drinking. Read.
The book of Luke, chapter 4 and verse 2. Being 40 days tempted of the devil. And in those days he did eat nothing. And when they were ended, afterward hungered. And the devil said unto him, if thou be the Son of God, command these stones that it be made bread.
Now stop right there. You see, he went up there and he fasted 40 days. He didn't eat nothing. And like I had told you, as soon as you get and thinking you done did something, as soon as you turn around, that's Satan right there. He gonna tempt you.
You know what? They say you can't fast for you can't you go 3 days without water, you'll die. That's a lie. They say you go 7 days without water, that's a lie. See, all this stuff that they keep saying and the science try to teach you. But the Most High God shows you in the Bible that people actually done this.
Yeah. And the thing about that, that's why I was trying to tell you, according to the science, the way it is, you're supposed to be dead after 6 days when you don't eat. Your body starts eating the fat off of your body. That's why when you see the bloatness in the stomach, it's the swelling of the stomach. You ever seen Ethiopian when they remember how they were blowed up? You be like, I ain't got a big stomach, that nigga don't eat nothing. Because they blowed up. Their body on the inside is eating on the inside, eating their own fat that they got left. That's what it does first. Then after a certain amount of time, you're supposed to be dying. And with hydration, is not drinking water is even worse. So the only thing that you are counting on at that time, and Yahweh and Moses and them did it, think about it. The only thing that was keeping them alive was the spirit. Because that's when you realize your spirit is actually stronger than your flesh. Right? You see what I'm saying? But we don't never trust in the spirit. We always trust in what we got right here, what we can feel, see, touch.
And the Most High, he let us know through the scriptures. Give me Matthew chapter 4, verse 6 real quick. Because a lot of times, the Most High, he lets us know through the scriptures, man. You know, when we feeling weak and like I was bringing out, that's when Satan come in, that's when we at our weakness. Somebody read that right quick.
The book of Matthew, chapter 4 and verse 6. And said unto him, if thou be the Son of God.
It's going into the same thing the book of Luke was saying. Matthew's is just a reiteration of Luke. Read on.
Cast thyself down, for it is written, he shall give his angels charge concerning thee.
Read that again up.
He shall give his angels charge concerning
Because
thee.
whenever we get down on our last, like we about to die, guess what? The Most High will send his angels to be there to provide for us. Read on up.
And in their hands they shall bear thee up.
And in their what?
And in their hands they shall bear thee up.
Read on up.
Lest at any time thou dash thy foot against the stone.
So all we have to do is worry about staying in the spirit. The
Mhm.
Most High will take care of the rest.
And and on that, what he just read, I'm gonna show y'all something that I noticed what he tempted him with. He tempted him with his own word.
Mhm.
He tempted with his own words. Yeah, go ahead and throw yourself up. You know your angels gonna do this because it's written that that's what they'll do. And then he hit him back with his own, with the same my words too. Yeah, before it is written. That's how you defeat the devil. What's written in this book. That's how you defeat him. Golly. He come at you with the word, you come at him with him with what thus say the Lord and how it's supposed to be read.
Mhm.
Not to come against somebody, but to help somebody. Good. Where we at? You finished that out?
Yeah.
Let's go to Esther 4:16. Esther.
In the park.
No. Esther. In Apocrypha chapter 10. Start 10. The first Esther. Yeah, that's one of them books, boy, all anybody go to. Look at it, taking for everybody living in that mud.
I got these scrolls over here. Man.
Yeah, you really got some scrolls for real. They look like scrolls too.
Yeah.
Pages, man. And that's been for a long time.
That's the word.
That's the 4:16.
The book of Esther, chapter 4, and verse 16. Go, gather together all the Jews that are present in Shushan, and fast ye for me.
That's what we're doing as a nation. Gathering together and fast as a nation. Don't y'all know the power is when everybody doing? That's why I want to do this. When I first heard them guys at Adam Abbott camp in DC, and they got all these other camps involved. That sounds like this that time I need to do this too, because I see it's coming together. This is how we become together. This how the arguing gonna start stopping. The debating each other gonna start stopping when we start coming back fasting as a nation. The Most High start revealing itself to us. We'll start getting on one accord. Those differences that we have in doctrines will start coming together. We'll be able to understand, okay, I got that. Let me throw that out and go this way because I see it in the spirit. Well, this is what that is. And we'll all be able to see it.
Mhm.
This was fasting as a nation does for people, our people.
Because one thing about it, man, we got to come back on one accord.
Yeah.
And we're not going to come back divided.
Mhm.
He said a nation divided will be what? It's going to fall.
It's
man.
gonna fall. Well, you finished that?
The book of Esther, chapter 4, verse 16. Go gather together all the Jews that are present in Shushan, and fast ye for me, and neither eat nor drink 3 days or night.
Don't eat nor drink.
3 days, night or day. That I also and my maidens will fast likewise, and so will I go in unto the king, which is not according to the law. And if I perish, I perish.
This is when Esther was like, man, she wasn't even supposed to go in there and talk to the king and be demanding nothing. You know what I'm saying? So she said, look, I'm just gonna go get my life. Hey, look, man, y'all fast for me 3 days and 3 nights. Cause I'm finna go do something we ain't supposed to do. Normally this gets put to death. If I lose my life, I just lose my life, man. But I'm finna do it for the nation of Israel. I just need y'all to back me up. They said 3 days. And like right now, they just saying do this 1 day.
Mhm.
And next thing about it, she was like, sure, y'all fast for me. You know, she went under protection. Y'all fast for me. You know what I'm saying?
But in that same story, in that aspect, if you read the rest of that story, when she went in, man, her continence and her spirit was so strong. Like when the king seen her, he was like, whatever she wanted, you know what I'm saying? Like, let her get, like, to save my people. You say people will save, you know?
Yeah, that's like Judith, boy. So that lady, man, I be looking at that. Every time I read that, I'm thinking, man, this lady here was cold with it. Cause think about it, man. Your whole life, your husband, now you like, all right, I'm just gonna stick with the Most High. Period. I ain't even gonna eat until the Sabbath and the feast days. That's it. Imagine. That's some power right there. Just doing that. I wish I could. And that's why you know how weak the mother Negroes was when they came out. They couldn't do nothing because the power. She was doing what the Most High said. She had. I'm sticking with her. The mother niggas just scared. Let's not go down that fight, man. That's a lot of them. She was like, shoot, man, open the gate. Put on my stuff. She went and got threw on her little old stuff. She had on widow's clothes. She went and bam, you know what you women do. You know what I'm saying? Y'all go in that bathroom, come back out, like, that's my wife. That's what y'all, you know how y'all do that.
Right.
I kind of think some of y'all, you know, some of that look like witchcraft sometime, boy. When y'all come back out, so you got to go look at the picture. Yeah, I didn't marry her, did I? She don't look like the same woman. But stuff like that. Let's go to first Esdras. No. Let's go to Jonah chapter 3, verse 5.
The book of Jonah, chapter 3 and verse 5. So the people of Nineveh believed God and proclaimed a fast and put on sackcloth, from the greatest of them even unto the least of them.
From the greatest of them down to the least of them. So all you out there that running camp, talking about y'all need to go on a fast. Negro, you do too. You ain't no special than nobody else. We all got to be obeying these commandments. So we going on one, you going on one too. You ain't gonna be sitting up there eating chicken while we up here starving. No, it ain't gonna go down like that. You finna go
verse 6.
No, go to 7.
Verse 7. And he caused it to be proclaimed and published through Nineveh by the decree of the king and his nobles, saying, let neither man nor beast, herd nor flock taste anything. Let them not feed nor drink water.
Oh man, see, they can't eat, drink, no taste of anything. So that's why we come to the concept of don't be brushing your teeth. Some of y'all to get up in the morning, dang, they're eating the whole tube of toothpaste, son. Swallow it on accident all the time. You know, just I'm just trying to clean my teeth now. You eating toothpaste, man. That's what you're doing. Eat, you know, eat fast. That's why don't put no taste in you. Don't even tempt yourself like that anyway. Because you get that toothpaste, somebody, guess what you're gonna be thinking about? Oh, dude, that's
dang, I'm home.
Yeah. Well, from toothpaste to thinking about a steak. Let's go to First Esdras 8:73. And we're gonna show you how we're down there. We're gonna do it all this fasting, no eating, no drinking. This is what happens when we come off the fast. We almost through here too.
The book of First Esdras, chapter 8 and verse 73. Then rising up from the fast with my clothes and the holy garment rent, and bowing my knees and stretching forth my hands unto the Lord.
Turning to the east, bowing your knees, stretch forth them hands up to the Most High. And praying. That's what we're supposed to be doing. Pray. Go ahead.
Verse 74. I said.
No, I'm sorry. Salaki. Go to Tobit 12 and 8.
The book of Tobit, chapter 12 and verse 8. Prayer is good with fasting and alms.
See, now you're going to get this. Now, prayer, I'm just giving y'all a couple of benefits of what this is. Prayer is good. When you paying your alms, you fasting and you praying, oh, let's go together. This is becoming a new creature. This is the new creature that you are supposed to be. Y'all got that? Give me one more. This one the last one too. And we'll close this out. I'm gonna give y'all a benefit. Cause they give me Psalms 109 and 24. Cause they make billions of dollars every year. All of these programs. They got all these gyms, $10 a month, all this. God got his program too. He got one don't cost nothing. Free of charge. The best goddamn program, the health program you can get. Give me that
The book of Psalms, chapter 109, verse 24.
and this is a commercial for the Most High and his weight loss program. Read.
My knees are weak through fasting,
Mm-hmm.
and my flesh faileth of fatness.
Mm-hmm. See, if you fast, you lose some weight. I remember I was going to church, boy. I always know this pastor was lying like a mug. Cause every time he tell me I fast, man, how you getting fatter? And you fasting? I fasted the whole week. No, you didn't. This nigga 10 more pounds heavy. How you fasting? This is the weight loss program also. This is getting back healthy. This is what we need to be doing. This is getting our body right. And on that note, we're going to say shalom.
Shalom. Like we always say, Jerubal got horns, and I got food.
Get out of law, please. Thank you.